name is Colin, and I was born in Indonesia, in Semarang, and my father is from Belgium, so I have 50% Belgian blood in me.
When did you first visited your original country?
I first visited Belgium when I was 12 years old, and ever since then I visit every year or every once in every 2 years. I try to.
What was your first feeling, your initial feeling when you first arrived in Belgium?
I was surprised at first, but at the same time very impressed at how cold it was. As soon as I got out of the plane, that was the first thing I noticed was the change in temperature, and I noticed it just feeling a lot colder. And that was something that I needed to get used to well, but it was something that I really liked.
What expectations did you have for Belgium? Like your first expectations?
Well, I expected it to be a lot smaller because the population is very small compared to Indonesia, and it was. And I expected it to be colder, but not as cold as it was. But what I didn't expect was the how friendly people were over there, and the people over there, because you barely interact with people on a daily basis compared to here. You just start to see a lot more smiles around, and if you bump into someone, you both unisonly say sorry, and it's just something that I really wasn't expecting to see.
What triggered your? Was there a point where you felt homesick or feeling like you misses Indonesia? And if there was, what triggered these emotions?
I think the first time I went there, I didn't really feel any homesickness because I was very young. But recently, I went to Belgium just June, July, and I really felt homesick at the time. And what really triggered the homesickness was, I think, seeing the food. And I saw this Indonesian restaurant over there. And we didn't end up going because it was in a different part of the city. But it really like made me like miss Indonesian food, like especially the nasi goreng, because there was barely any rice over there, and also the noodles and the indomie, because there's no noodle over there. Nobody sells noodles over there, and that was something that really made me miss home.
Was there any discomfort or unpleasant feelings that you felt during your stay in Belgium?
Mm, discomfort would like not be the case, but what was a little bit annoying was how much I needed to smile and how much it felt like it was a moral obligation to smile because everyone else seemed to smile, like had a smile on their face whenever they were walking around. So I also felt like I had to have a smile on my face, and that got kind of tiring after some time. And everything was walking, so everyone walked and took bicycles instead of cars. So that was something that got a little bit annoying sometimes in our long walks. I got really tired.
What do you like the most about Indonesia now that we've talked about Belgium?
What do I like the most?
And what do you
Um,
like least about Indonesia?
hmm. I guess what I like the most is I'm pretty sure I can generalize for most foreigners that live here. The food is something that really like sticks to me, and it's something that I really enjoy. So, like for example, there's a reason rendang is on the top 10 foods in the world because it really is good, and there's just so much more flavor and more just hit to every spoonful you put into your mouth, and it's just worlds different to anywhere else. But in terms of what I least like, I guess the congestion of traffic and at the same time the congestion of people. The population is just very big and there's lots of disadvantages to that. So you really see a lot more people and it's not something that always goes on a good interaction on a daily basis. You know?
When you were in Belgium, did you make any friends? And
I
how
met my
did you?
cousins, so I know their family, but I've never met any cousins from my father's side. So it's the first time ever really getting to have conversations with another Belgian person. And they were about my age too, so it really felt like we were friends at the time. And the fact that we were blood related didn't really play into the factor. So that was, I guess, the friend I made.
So how did you adapt with these differences culture between Belgium and Indonesia?
Mm, well, in terms of the weather, what was really like something that I had to get used to was wearing 2 layers of clothing at a time, and I always had to wear long pants. And I remember packing 3 or 4 short pants, and I never got to be able to use them. And I guess the transportation was a bit different because in here, in Indonesia, you really can't go anywhere without a vehicle. It would take you like a long time, so it's best you take a car or a motorbike. But over there, almost no one takes cars, and everyone basically walks everywhere or takes a train to go to another city, and that was something that I had to get used to.
Was there anything you picked up from Belgium to Indonesia in terms of culture? So, for example, in there you smell a lot more, right? So, did you pick that up and integrate it back with your culture in Indonesia when you get back?
When I got back, I think I got the walking aspect of it because everyone walks there, and I started seeing myself walking around the neighborhood a lot more. Or like if because there's an alpha media really close to my house, and yeah, I just sometimes when I'm with my friends, I just go and we just walk there, and then they talk about it being very far, but just me remembering it's not really very far. But I just yeah, the walking aspect I kind of took.